I was owning a music venue in Newtown and we constantly had to think of new ways to get crowds in, and I was doing a lot of burlesque shows around that period and working in the music industry, and I've always had a love for Star Wars or pop culture in general. And the goal was to build this like in-house burlesque regular production, and then between seasons we'll do something fun, like a one-off kind of fun night. And the first one we thought, oh, let's do a Star Wars show. Little did we think that that would become the biggest show and kind of dominate everything else. Like, we've done a heap of other shows, like a Batman show, Wizard of Oz show, but this one just kind of took off and allowed us to go outside that original venue. And when we started selling out, 6 weeks in a row every night, we kind of thought, okay, we need to move this to a bigger stage. But then when we took that little show to a bigger stage, it didn't really translate. So then we decided that we were going to rebuild the show so it could only work on bigger stages. And that kind of worked out for us. We designed one-to-one scale props of, the original trilogy, so Jabba, Landspeeder, Tauntaun. Trying to make things what only ever existed in the world of movie magic, we want to kind of transport that onto the stage. And we've spent the last kind of 4 years breaking into the American market, and we were lucky enough to get a Vegas contract to kind of go into Vegas for a 3-year residency, one of the big casinos over there. But very unlucky that we got that contract the same time COVID hit. So that deal evaporated, and we've had to kind of pivot our business model over the last 12 months. And I want to keep my team together and my employees and whatnot. So we need to come up with some ideas, and we start off doing a few other smaller projects just to kind of expand everyone's skill sets and train people up to take on something bigger. And we end up last October shooting our first feature film. We had so much fun making it, but it's a very big process. We like the immediacy and the energy of just making something quick, what we can just put out by ourselves. So we created a short-term project as well, and everyone kept saying, can you film the show and put it on DVD, or can you put it online? Couple of reasons. No, it won't translate as well as it does live, and anyone who's seen the show and seen footage of the show can attest to that. It's a live experience. 2, I'd never get the music rights, ever, for it. Like, we use everything from Guns N' Roses, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, AC/DC, so would never get permission to use the songs in that space. But we started thinking, and the same way we've created like Wookiee Erotica, our parody magazine of Star Wars and Playboy, as a way to experience the show, at least in philosophy, in print. We want to create a new format of the show, or a new take on the show, what is true to the aesthetics of like the late 70s, early 80s, where the original holiday special was made. So for us, it was important to have like a tone and a link beyond just saying, oh, we're making a streaming version of our show. We want to tie it back to Star Wars. And that's the thing what we always do. We always try and tie it back to Star Wars wherever we can. When the holiday special kind of presented itself as a variety show option, we jumped on it. We put all analog filters over it. We even have run some of our, stuff we've shot on like 6K. We've run it through a VHS player just to get the effects of a VHS, and that's been dubbed about 6 or 7 times, the imperfections that you can't get through digital. We want to create a product which doesn't make a weaker version of the show, but actually expands on our little pocket universe of Star Wars. The same way in Wookiee Erotica, we've got fake commercials, we've got interviews, sketch comedy, dance segments. We're leaning into the format, stuff you can't do on stage, we're doing in this. It's a rental, works the same way as all other rentals do. Basically, we're just trying to create a vehicle for our performers, our crew, and even us to make some kind of income during this period, because by the time we get on the road again, it'll be close to 2 years of before we can play full houses again, And we built a whole business model, and for the arts industry and the creative industry, not the only ones, hospitality, tourism, they're all suffering. But the arts, like so many others, is one of those things that it's a luxury. And even though people are consuming more content than ever right now, they'll be the first ones to shut and the last ones to open back up, So we just want to create a vehicle where we could give something back to our audience who, love our live show, but try and give us something new while trying to create new opportunities for our people. We're looking at doing an Australian tour in August. Now that is all booked in and we will be announcing that shortly. It is our 10-year anniversary, so we are going a bit big with it. We're doing our biggest kind of run in Sydney we've ever done, and we're returning some places we haven't been in a while. But that's probably the big thing we'll be announcing soon, is that we're going on the road. We are working on getting back over to the States, possibly at the end of the year, early next year, but that all depends on the world's situation at the time. And we've got a new book coming out. If anyone's familiar with our Gotham 1919 to 1939 book, we've got a Ghostbusters book coming out, which is a contemporary take on Ghostbusters. Oh, and our feature film, which is called Ugly Carter, will be out later this year. It's a horror film, all set in Sydney. We've been very busy, even though we've been very quiet.